Hey, what's up guys? Emo Cat Dad here, hanging out with you, bringing you another Emo Cat Dad Listens. Now, if you're new here, what I do is every day of 2024, I vowed to check out one new artist a day. I'm going to check out 4 songs from the artist, and I'm going to do a quick little breakdown of what I liked about the songs, what I didn't like, what I like about the artist as a whole, and then at the end I rank him. So tonight, I'm going to a concert. I'm going to check out Counterpart's hometown show, and a band from Belleville, Ontario, Arm's Length, is opening up, so what better band to do than that one? So as far as Arm's Length goes, I have seen them before, full disclosure. I've seen them live. I've never listened to any studio recordings going into this video. I thought that they were pretty solid live. I compared them as a mix between Real Friends and Hot Mulligan. Real Friends was, of course, on the tour, so it made sense, and I liked both those bands. But here's my thoughts on the actual studio songs, listening for the first time. So first up, we're going back to their debut EP, What's Mine Is Yours, and we're checking out Watercolor.
Thing I cannot describe, it's just something I have dealt with.
Now, first off, I love that they kept the Canadian spelling. Color has a U in it. That's the British way. I'm sorry, that's just the way I'm used to it, so I enjoyed seeing that, because a lot of Canadian bands will change the spelling to suit the American market. That's no bueno for me. As far as the song goes itself, it's vocally strong, even if the melody is really not there. The mix of the song isn't perfect. There are parts where the vocals start soaring and everything else does not. So it makes for an uneven listening experience overall. The lyrics are pretty strong. Emo bands usually nail that on the head, and Arm's Length is no different. Moving on to the next EP, Everything Nice, let's check out Garamond. I have no idea what that means. So this is the complete opposite as far as the melody goes. Garamond has a very strong, whimsical kind of melody that is throughout the entire song. I really dug it, especially after not hearing any melody in the first track. As well as the mix being much stronger. When the vocals soar, so do the instruments, so you can still hear them, and vice versa. The lyrics on this track are also strong, just like the previous track. However, I will give the nod to Watercolor as far as having slightly stronger lyrics than this track. Enough about the EPs, let's talk about the full-length album, Never Before Seen, Never Again Found. And we're checking out the track, Object Permanence, from that album.
I've got object permanence, I know exactly.
When this album came out, I remember everyone gushing over it in the Midwest emo pop punk kind of scene. And I will say that this does remind me of that. It does sound like, some early Hot Mulligan off the Pilot album. But it's also a little different because, let me tell you, there's some guitar shredders in this band. And because of that, musically, this is probably the strongest sounding song. Alright, now let's fast forward it just to last year, 2023. Arm's Length released a couple standalone tracks. We're going to look at the most recent one, which caught my eye because it's a self-titled track. That's right, it's called Arm's Length.
Arm's length, but not for.
So the self-titled track is generally a bold move. You don't hear it too often. Sometimes bands will name drop themselves in a song, but you don't really get it as the song title. But I will say, at least they didn't name drop themselves. Instead, they simply just used the phrase Arm's Length at the very beginning of the song. Now, this is a straight up Midwest emo track. I wouldn't consider there any pop punk in here. Maybe you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, but to me this is just straight up Midwest emo, and obviously being a pop punk kid, I prefer some of those elements in there as well. So obviously I picked this song to review because A, it's their newest track that they have released, and B, the self-titled nature of it. But by the time the song finished, the next new song started, Up in Smoke, and just the first 5 seconds of that before I could shut down my Spotify sounded so much better than Arm's Length. So I'm a little disappointed in that I made the wrong choice. Alright, so let's rank these 4 songs. Number 1, Garamond. Like I said, basically everything I enjoyed. I said the lyrics were a little weaker, but overall, I'm taking that song first out of all 4 of these. Number 2, we're going to go with Object Permanence. Again, strong song across the board, really dug the vibes. And like I said, musically, the strongest song I heard out of the four. 3 will go with Watercolor. It was off a debut EP. They probably didn't have any label backing, had to fund the album themselves. And I've been to Belleville, Ontario. There's not a whole lot going on there. They probably didn't have the best equipment available to them. So I'm willing to give them some leniency on this track. Track 4, Arm's Length, the newest track being Lost. Now, maybe it's just a personal thing. Like I said, this is very much a Midwest emo track. I like the pop punk elements more in my Midwest emo. Bands like Heart Attack Man and Hot Mulligan that I've already name dropped a bunch, they do it extremely well. This could be just the only song that sounds like this off the upcoming release. It's being released by Wax Bodega. Generally, they do EPs, but they have done full lengths before, so I guess we'll have to wait and see what Arm's Length has for us. But like I said, Up in Smoke, the first 5 seconds I heard was very bouncy, and had I listened to that, I'd probably be praising this band to the heavens. Alright guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hit the comments, give me your thoughts on the band Arm's Length. Give me some other Midwest emo with some pop punk elements. I would love to hear them. I haven't really dived deep into that genre because, like I said, Midwest emo as a whole isn't really for me. But if there's some pop punk in there, I'd love to check it out because that's what I am in my heart and soul. Last but not least, guys, I need you to cut my wrists and hit subscribe. Emo Cat Dad out. Peace.